We all face giants in our lives, right? The ones that seem impossible to conquer, be it fear, doubt, failure, or the challenges life throws at us. But here's the kicker: the way the world tells us to face our giants is often totally upside down. We're taught to be bigger, stronger, more aggressive, to fight fire with fire. But what if the real secret to victory is completely counterintuitive? What if the key to slaying your giant isn't brute strength, but something completely unexpected, a small stone, a shepherd's heart, and a faith that defies logic? This is the story of David and Goliath, and it's more than just a biblical tale. It's a blueprint for how to tackle the giants in your life, no matter how big they seem. If you've ever thought your destiny was out of reach or that your failures would define you, this story will change your perspective forever. Stick with me, because the answer you've been looking for might just be hiding in plain sight. Then, let's read the chapter together. Samuel said to Saul, "I am the one the Lord sent to anoint you king over his people Israel, so listen now to the message from the Lord. This is what the Lord Almighty says. I will punish the Amalekites for what they did to Israel when they waylaid them as they came up from Egypt. Now go, attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them, put to death men and women, children and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys." So Saul summoned the men and mustered them at Tel Aim, 200,000 foot soldiers and 10,000 from Judah. Saul went to the city of Amalek and set an ambush in the ravine. Then he said to the Kenite, "Go away, leave the Amalekites so that I do not destroy you along with them, for you showed kindness to all the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt." So the Kenite moved away from the Amalekites. Then Saul attacked the Amalekites all the way from Avila to Shur, near the eastern border of Egypt. He took Agag king of the Amalekites alive, and all his people he totally destroyed with the sword. But Saul and the army spared Agag and the best of the sheep and cattle, the fat calves and lambs, everything that was good. These they were unwilling to destroy completely, but everything that was despised and weak they totally destroyed. Then the word of the Lord came to Samuel, "I regret that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions." Samuel was angry, and he cried out to the Lord all that night. Early in the morning Samuel got up and went to meet Saul, but he was told, "Saul has gone to Carmel. There he has set up a monument in his own honor and has turned and gone on down to Gilgal." When Samuel reached him, Saul said, "The Lord bless you. I have carried out the Lord's instructions." But Samuel said, "What then is this bleating of sheep in my ears? What is this lowing of cattle that I hear?" Saul answered, "The soldiers brought them from the Amalekites. They spared the best of the sheep and cattle to sacrifice to the Lord your God, but we totally destroyed the rest." "Enough!" Samuel said to Saul. "Let me tell you what the Lord said to me last night." "Tell me," Saul replied. Samuel said, "Although you were once small in your own eyes, did you not become the head of the tribes of Israel? The Lord anointed you king over Israel. And he sent you on a mission, saying, 'Go and completely destroy those wicked people, the Amalekites, wage war against them until you have wiped them out.' Why did you not obey the Lord? Why did you pounce on the plunder and do evil in the eyes of the Lord?" "But I did obey the Lord," Saul said. "I went on the mission the Lord assigned me. I completely destroyed the Amalekites and brought back Agag their king. The soldiers took sheep and cattle from the plunder, the best of what was devoted to God, in order to sacrifice them to the Lord your God at Gilgal." But Samuel replied, "Does the Lord delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as much as in obeying the Lord? To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. For rebellion is like the sin of divination, and arrogance like the evil of idolatry. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king." Then Saul said to Samuel, "I have sinned. I violated the Lord's command and your instructions. I was afraid of the men, and so I gave in to them. Now I beg you, "Forgive my sin and come back with me, so that I may worship the Lord." But Samuel said to him, "I will not go back with you. You have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you as king over Israel." As Samuel turned to leave, Saul caught hold of the hem of his robe, and it tore. Samuel said to him, "The Lord has torn the kingdom of Israel from you today and has given it to one of your neighbors, to one better than you. He who is the glory of Israel does not lie or change his mind, for he is not a human being, that he should change his mind." Saul replied, "I have sinned. But please honor me before the elders of my people and before Israel. Come back with me, so that I may worship the Lord your God." So Samuel went back with Saul, and Saul worshipped the Lord. Then Samuel said, "Bring me Agag, king of the Amalekites." Agag came to him in chains, and he thought, "Surely the bitterness of death is past." But Samuel said, "As your sword has made women childless, so will your mother be childless among women." And Samuel put Agag to death before the Lord at Gilgal. Then Samuel left for Ramah, but Saul went up to his home in Gibeah of Saul. Until the day Samuel died, he did not go to see Saul again, though Samuel mourned for him. And the Lord regretted that he had made Saul king over Israel. Let's say a quick prayer to thank the Lord for his mercy. Father, thank you for the wisdom and understanding you've given me in this study. I'm grateful for the insights you've revealed and the strength you provide through your word. Please help me to apply this knowledge to my everyday life, not just in my thoughts, but in my actions. I know I can't do it on my own, so I ask for your guidance and grace to live out what I've learned. Help me face my giants with courage and faith, trusting that with you, all things are possible. Thank you for being my constant guide. Amen. So, what's your giant? What's standing between you and the destiny you know you're meant for? It might seem huge, insurmountable, and completely impossible. But remember, David didn't face Goliath with conventional weapons or strength. He faced him with courage, faith, and the belief that God could turn the impossible into possible. The same can be true for you. Every giant you face is an opportunity to prove that your faith is bigger than your fears. So, what's holding you back from taking that first step toward your victory? Don't let your failure or fear define you. Instead, take action, even if it's with something as small as a stone. The world may say you can't, but your faith says you can. Now, ask yourself, what's one small action you can take today that moves you closer to conquering your giant? If you're ready to face your giants head-on, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can keep learning how to turn your challenges into stepping stones for success. It's time to step into the victory waiting for you. And, as always, don't forget to check the last video and learn more about the scriptures.